This little puffball weighs about 5 pounds. But its great-great-great-grandparents? They weighed over 30 pounds. And they pulled sleds for a living in the freezing Arctic. This is the Pomeranian, the ultimate cute, fluffy, teddy bear-faced lapdog. With their foxy little smile and their giant personality, it's easy to see why they are one of the most popular toy breeds in the world. But behind that fluff is a shocking history of tough, hard-working dogs, and a story about how one of the most powerful women in the world single-handedly changed an entire breed forever. Let's start with their family tree, because it's not what you'd expect. Pomeranians are the smallest member of the German Spitz family, which includes dogs like the Samoyed and the Keeshond. Their direct ancestors came from a region called Pomerania, which is now part of Germany and Poland. And these original Pomeranians were not tiny dogs you could carry in a purse. They were tough, mostly white-colored dogs that weighed 30 pounds or more. They were working dogs used for herding sheep and, yes, for pulling sleds across the ice and snow. So how did we get from a 30-pound sled dog to a 5-pound lap dog? The answer is one person, Queen Victoria of England. In the late 1800s, Queen Victoria was on a trip to Florence, Italy, when she saw and fell in love with a small, red-colored Pomeranian named Marco. She brought him back to England, and because the Queen was basically the biggest celebrity influencer of her time, the entire world suddenly wanted a tiny dog just like hers. She became a serious Pomeranian breeder, and she always chose to breed the smallest dogs she could find. Her influence was so powerful that during her lifetime, the official breed standard size for a Pomeranian dropped by almost 50%. She is the single biggest reason the Poms we know today are so small. But here's the problem. We managed to shrink their bodies down, but did anyone tell the Pomeranian that it's not a big, tough sled dog anymore? The answer is a definite no. A Pomeranian has the brain, the courage, and the attitude of its 30-pound ancestors all crammed into a tiny little body. This is why they are famous for being so bold, bossy, and completely fearless. It's often called small dog syndrome. A Pom has no idea that it's small and will happily try to start a fight with a German Shepherd or a Rottweiler because in its head it's just as big as they are. And they still have the coat of an Arctic dog. That incredible fluff is actually a thick double coat. There's a soft, dense undercoat to keep them warm, and a layer of longer guard hairs on top. It looks beautiful, but it is a ton of work to maintain. They need to be brushed constantly to prevent painful mats from forming. And twice a year, they will blow their coat, which is a fancy way of saying they shed an absolutely shocking amount of fur all at once. They also still have the instincts of a guard dog. Poms are known for having a surprisingly loud, high-pitched, and very persistent bark. They are excellent little watchdogs and will let you know if a leaf blows down the street, but they also need to be trained so they don't just bark at everything all the time. But maybe the most amazing part of their story is how they've been present at huge historical moments. For example, 2 of the only 3 dogs that survived the sinking of the Titanic back in 1912 were Pomeranians. In the middle of all that chaos, 2 different women wrapped up their little dogs in blankets and carried them with them onto the lifeboats, refusing to leave them behind. It's a testament to the incredible bond that these little dogs form with their people. So, the Pomeranian is a true character. It's a tiny dog that carries the soul of a 30-pound sled dog. It was shrunk down and made famous by Queen Victoria herself. It has the attitude of a giant, the coat of a polar bear, and a history that has even seen it survive the sinking of the Titanic. If you want to learn the surprising histories of more of your favorite dog breeds, make sure you subscribe.